This is our work chair that we've had for years, and it's very sturdy. It's a very sturdy metal frame. You can see it has been around a long time, and it really is only for work typically. But functionally, the chair is very comfortable, but looks terrible if you're actually going to sit in it. So we're going to tear this off. This is the springs. They're not actually protruding through, but you can see the padding inside is just disintegrating into foam and working its way through, even though this is vinyl. Okay, I cut off a piece that's larger than the seat cushion itself to allow for the depth of the edges and to wrap under about 2 inches. Okay, turning the chair over, I've decided to take these bolts out so this metal frame can actually be removed and then put the vinyl directly over it. I guess this was June 1961 when this one was made. These bolts are a little smaller, so they take a smaller socket, of course. This is the last bolt to be removed. We're going to use a dead blow hammer. There's some buckshot in here, so it moves as you hit it, and this is just too hard for me to separate, so this will get it off without damaging it. Okay, it's starting to loosen up. And now it's free finally. All right, so this is going to be much easier to wrap now that it's separated from the frame. All right, so we're going to glue this nice and snug. So we're pulling nice and snug so we can get as smooth a back face as possible. Okay, next we do the sides. Okay, we're doing the same thing to this side. All right, so this is the corner now. We have all the sides glued, but not of the corners. So you have to be careful when you're on the corner that there are no pleats in this area where you're going to be screwing the frame back flush onto here. This piece of vinyl needs to be, in fact, this little foam thing needs to be pushed back so we can get that frame on easily. It's got to be flat right there, and pleats in other places are okay. So we're going to make sure this is flat. Okay, so these holes are getting covered. We're pulling this snugly, and this is the same fold area we're going to use as we're keeping this smooth. All right, now this is all firmly glued in place. We can trim this so we can better see what we're doing and get all this extra out of our way. Okay, so we're just trimming this away, following the edge. So we've trimmed away the excess from the sides. Now I've just tucked in, see how much extra is here? So we've tucked it in kind of like you're wrapping a present so that I can just cut across, and then we'll be able to see better what we're doing for gluing. So we need to not have any vinyl inside this hole. This is where the metal frame is going to fit inside. So we're trimming this away with a little excess. Okay, we're pulling this snug now that we've got it trimmed. All right, so making pleats around the corner is the strategy, and we tried hot glue, but that's not going to hold very well, so instead we're going to put epoxy in there. So I'll show you how to do that next. Okay, we need a 50-50 mix of epoxy, and so both parts, and then when you mix it together. All right, So it's thoroughly mixed. Now we're gonna get it in there and secure it down with tape. Putting epoxy on the inside. Okay, so there's a glue thoroughly on the vinyl, back of the vinyl and the chair. We're pleating this. And then we're gonna tape it to keep it in place while it's drying. Okay, we're putting some more epoxy glue under here, under these flaps to make sure that they stay fastened. Okay, now that the epoxy is dry, we're gonna cut this off because, again, we only have this hole to work with. We can't put any flaps over the edge. All right, so we have everything secured and it's time to put it back in the frame. Okay, it's time to place it back on. You can see that's where those go, and we're going to try to work this in here. So we'll use the dead blow to tap it on again. Okay, so you're gonna need to punch a hole through the fabric. You could do it before you put this in place, but you can also do it after. So we're putting all the bolts back in. All right, so more involved than it would have been using the old tablecloth or drop cloth like I did before, but here it is, it's all done, and it does look a lot better than it did before, and it should last a lot longer with this thicker, durable vinyl, so it was well worth it.